Well, good morning and happy Sunday. Also, Friday was Happy Baker's Day. So, to all the professional bakers and to the home cooks, I wish you a happy Baker's Day. It is a tiresome job sometimes, but if it's something you love, then it's definitely worth it. So, my name is Darlene, and this is my kitchen. So, I just got a few announcements I want to make before I get started. So, I want a name for my show, if you want to call it that, but also for a future cookbook that I'm working on. So I wanted to have a little contest because I'm coming up completely blank. So if you have an idea for the name, send it to me and like and share the video, of course. Also, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. So I would really appreciate a like and a share, or love and a share would be even better. So if you'll send it to me, then the deadline will be Friday, August the 1st. I'm gonna go through and look at them and see which one kind of, fits me. And I'll send you a gift certificate or a gift card. So just a little bit about me. My name is, of course, Darlene Boray is my last name. I am a grandmother, and they call me Nana. I have seen dozens of cookbooks and stuff. It's Nana's Kitchen, Nana's that. So I'd like something different. But also, I have 4 beautiful granddaughters. And if you don't think they're beautiful, just ask me. I'll tell you that they are. I am a wife. I'm actually kind of still a newlywed. I've been married just a little bit over a year to the most awesome guy. So, I'm also originally from Alabama, but I've been in Tennessee for about 14 years, 15 years, somewhere around there. So I kind of am, combined. Just kind of, when it's football, I'm probably more toward one team than I am another team. And I'm not going to say which one. So, today we are going to make banana bread. Banana bread is something that I am very picky about. So, this recipe is just so easy, but it's so good. And it's so good for you, except for the flour and the sugar and the chocolate chips. It's pretty healthy. It has fruit in it, so what can we say? So let's get started. First thing I do is you can take 3 or 4 bananas and you just put them in a large bowl and just smash them up with a fork is what I use. And then the order of the stuff that goes in, there isn't. This is just the way I do it. So you add a 1/2 cup of oil. I use canola oil, but you can use vegetable oil too. Then it's 2 eggs. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. I use vanilla bean paste. I find mine usually at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. I'm sure they have them in the grocery stores too, but I love to find them at those stores because they're kind of unique. So we're going to put a teaspoon of vanilla in there, and as you can see, it's really dark, which means it's just more of an intense vanilla flavor. So then we're going to add a cup of sugar. This is a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So let's go ahead and we'll get that stirred up a little bit. And if you can't tell, I definitely have a southern accent, so if you don't understand something I'm saying, I apologize. But that's where I come from, and I'm proud of it. I come from a long line of wonderful cooks. First was my grandmother, and then my mom and my mom's sisters, and some of my mom's brothers too. So I really love to take some of the recipes and tweak it a little bit, but I also have a lot that is just my own. So here we go. So this is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. So we'll get that mixed up. Of course, you can just use a spoon. You don't have to use a mixer with this, which I love recipes that have, you know, it's a one bowl thing. I have a lot of them that's that way, and also though I have some that's a little bit more intense than this. And speaking of, if there is something special that you would like for me to make, I would be glad to do that. Please just send me a message and I will put it on my list. I've already had one request for a peanut butter cake from a really good friend of mine. So I'm gonna have to get that done and do it soon. So peanut butter cake has been in my family for years and years. And it's always a favorite no matter where I take it. So now, the last ingredient is something that you can do, you don't have to. The recipe does call for a cup of nuts, but what I do is I do a half a cup of walnuts or pecans, whichever one I have, and then half a cup of chocolate chips. Really good for you. So this morning, that's what we're doing. I am actually making this to send with my husband to work, because if everything I bake sits here, I'm the one that eats it. He is not a big sweet eater. He is very healthy, conscious. Makes me so mad sometimes. Just kidding, Bobby. So, but like I said, you don't have to put that in there. It's optional. So you'll need a 9x5 loaf pan. I use glass, doesn't matter. You can use the aluminum or whatever you have, it works. I just tend to think in the glass one, the outside doesn't get so brown before the inside is done. So I sprayed it with cooking spray. Finally got me some cooking spray. So let's get this in here. And I feel like I'm burning up because I never wear an apron, never. But since I'm sending this to work with my husband, I thought, well, I better do that, because if, heaven forbid, if one of my hairs gets in it or something, I would be completely devastated. So here we go. So I got that in there. And then you just spread it out. Whoop, put it on the side there. Here we go. So this is what it looks like. You put it in a 325 oven for, the recipe says 65 to 70 minutes. I know everybody's oven varies, so I'll kind of start with that. But in my oven, it usually takes, I'd say, an hour and sometimes 20-25 minutes. Test the center, and this will rise pretty high. So you test the center either with like a cake tester or toothpick, but toothpick doesn't tend to go all the way to the bottom. So if you don't have cake testers, go somewhere and get you some, or order them on Amazon. They have been a wonderful tool for me, and I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in there to bake, and after it's done and cooled off and I've got it on a serving tray, I will come back and let you see what it looks like. Thank you all for joining me today, and please remember about the name. Send me a message and let's see what we can come up with, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you in a little while. Okay guys, I'm back. The banana bread is all ready. It's cooled off a little bit. The kitchen smells amazing. So let's cut a piece and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, give you a close up here. So I'm gonna get this cut up and all ready for my husband to take to work. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks.